and that was hosted in
And now the national anthem of South Sudan.
Very good evening and welcome to FIFA Technical Center in Nigeria for the second game of the day. Live in Group B, live on FIFA TV, plus the official FIFA social media platforms. We are live in the Cecafa Women Challenge Cup. The game is between Tanzania taking on, that is, South Sudan in an motoring encounter that will see Tanzania also starting to grab up the day onto a point or 3 points. We're live on FIFA TV and not forgetting the first game saw Ethiopia beating Zanzibar by 5-0. Womutoni Alain would be the referee to take it on this point. Murangwa Sadrin, Umtesi Alice, and Sehayanesi Abebe from Ethiopia would be doing the fourth official duties as they're heading into the fourth game of this edition of the Cecafa Women Challenge Cup. The captains, therefore, as South Sudan, shed number 10, Ami Lasu, Lau Lasu, and of course, captain therefore to Tanzanian side, Amina Ali Bilale, talking on to the referee for today. Lineups, team sheets are out there. Gilowa Yona, keeper there for Tanzania, and not forgetting the names to mention, likes of Amina, the captain, Ali Bilali, and not forgetting shed number 7, Monamis Omal, are the two people to mention and two people to watch as you're heading into this very tie. Remember, Tanzania are into that 4-4-2 system with Monamis Omal leading the search for the goals. And of of course, to the South Sudan side. That is the Bright Starlets, coached by Shilene Margaret and the captaincy of Lasu Lau Ami, and again Makungu Marie, not forgetting Ching Thomas Poniwani in that 4-4-2 system. Will be playing their first game in this edition of the Cecafa Women Challenge Cup. My name is Lawrence Mwanik, again onto the microphone in the commentary box, joined by my comrade Ronnie Lusulire, who would be doing the match style into the second game of the day. Ronnie, of course, we saw Ethiopia grabbing up the 3 points of the day, 5-0 to Zanzibar, and in the second game of the day, we are seeing Tanzania taking on South Sudan. Tanzania are a team to beat, two-time champions, versus a team that are trying to improve their standards into the main football category back in South Sudan.
Definitely the most successful country in the Cecafa Women Championship in Tanzania. A team to watch, a team to beat in this edition. Trust me, it's going to be an interesting match, and it is that match that I expect more goals, because in the 2019 edition, when these two nations faced off in Tanzania managed to wallop South Sudan by 9 goals to nil. In that game, a player by the name of Mwana Hamisi bagging a hat-trick. They meet today. We are waiting to see, but trust me, we expect a number of goals. Now that they are aware Ethiopia has defeated Zanzibar by 5 goals to nil, they need to score with a very, very huge margin to ensure they can go on top by goal difference. Lawrence.
Waiting for the referee, Alini Wumutoni. Second game of the day, live on Fufa TV and Group B action. Ethiopia beating Zanzibar by 5 goals to nil. Tanzania want to replicate that form onto the second game of the day. And of course, we'll be getting underway. And we are underway from the Rwandan referee, Alin Mutoni, playing from right to left in green. That is South Sudan. And playing from left to right on your screen. That is Tanzania in blue and black. Their traditional way. Free kick here for South Sudan, foul down. That is shot number 8 for South Sudan. Mary Dawa Makotan. Seconds played at the Fufa Technical Center in Injeru. Group B action. Second game of the day, live on Fufa TV. Chance here for girls coming in from South Sudan to take it on. Through the free kick here, Tanzania 0. South Sudan 0. Longwania brought into the goal area. Taken away by Esther Mabanza for Tanzania. Looking on to Mwanamisi Omal. Looking on to a minute played. We are live on Fufa TV and the official Fufa social media platforms. This is Cecafa Women Challenge Cup for the year 2022. The Bright Star is trying to put up some great performance. Ball taken away by Mabanza Esther. Led out of danger into throwing for South Sudan side.
Impressive start, of course, from the Bright Starlets of South Sudan just here with 2 minutes played at the Fufa Technical Center in Jero. Of course, it is quick to judge, but so far it is impressive. And if they can go like this, trust me, it will be an interesting encounter.
That's the captain, Amina Ali, for Tanzania. Again, Amina Ali. Chance here for Tanzania. Ramadan. And again, Ali with the rebound here.
First attempt of the match, of course, falling to Tanzania through a player, Diana Dorcas Amwesa, who turns out for Fountain Gate in Tanzania.
Fountain Gate in Tanzania. A couple of players coming in from the Simba Queen side to the Tanzania squad. Goalkeeper Tudu Kalda. Victor Nachirija Anet. Losing possession onto Bandazi Amadio. Bandazi Amadio for South Sudan. Controlled down by Cheng Thomas. The other way, a very long ball here. Esther Masi. Mabanza Esther clears. Down onto Mary Dawa Mako. Between here for that's the gaffer for South Sudan. Shilene Margaret. Along with her counterparts onto following the proceedings onto this very game of the day. We are into Group B action. South Sudan, Ethiopia, Tanzania and Zanzibar into this group. We go kick here for the Tanzanian side. The two-time champions in 2019 and 2016. That is Tanzania. Remember Kenya winning the title. And of course, on a single occasion, and Tanzania winning it twice successfully. And of course, not forgetting Cecafa region dominance from Tanzania, Uganda, and Ethiopia. Irene Kisisa, Diana, ball taken away to Amelase, onto the header, done here by Ali. Kasonga, Mabasa plays the ball back to Singano, Julitha, Ali, back to Kasonga, Eseka, down onto the captain, Amina Ali, looking for the support. Amina Ali with the heavy launch, chance here for Tanzania to take it away. That was Irene Kisisa. Singano Julitha for Tanzania. Amina Ali back to Singano Julitha. Tanzania enjoying the possession. Amina Ali for Tanzania turns around, looking for space. Amina Ali, Mwana miss Omal controls, and again Irene Kisisa with a chance here. Good defending away from Doka Gerard. Amina pushed away, and again a chance here to the Tanzania Queens. That's the gaffer there for Tanzania. Mirambo Oscar Robson, head coach for the Tanzania Kilimanjaro Queens. 4 minutes played at the FOFA Technical Center here in Njero, eastern part of Uganda, hosting the Women's Cecafa. Be the 4th edition for this time around. Uganda hosting it for the 2nd time. Singano Julitha for Tanzania. Amina Ali. Again, Amina Ali looking for the support from Mwanamis Omal. Mwanamis Tanzania. Diana Kisisa turns around, providing it away to Mabanza. Again, Irene Kisisa for Tanzania. Launches a very heavy pass. Chance here for Tanzania to take it on. Tries to cross in. That was Mbunda Pius, and taken back to the goalkeeper here, Tutu Kalda.
Tanzania Kilimanjaro Queens dominating possession, and trust me, if the Bright Starlets are to tame Tanzania, then they have to deal a lot with a skipper, that is Amina Ali. She is the link between the Tanzania Kilimanjaro Queens defense and then the attack, and also they have to be careful when dealing with, that is shot number 7, Mwana Hamis Omar, one of the most experienced players onto the pitch here at the FOFA Technical Center in Jeru.
Actually, Mwana Hamis Omar featured in the Cecafa 2016 when Uganda hosted, and Tanzania winning that one, and of course created the lone goal, one of the goals actually that Tanzania went through to win that title, beating Kenya at this very pitch. And again, Uganda claiming the 4th position after losing to Ethiopia in the classification match that was played earlier on to that day. Singano Julitha, central defender here for Tanzania, looking for space. Julitha again. Dana losing possession, pushed away. Again, shed number 5, Fatma Issa Sulaiman, featured in the Cecafa Women Championship when Tanzania was hosted. And of course, we're going to win that very tournament on the South African soil. Irene Kisisa, captain, of course, for the under-20 side. That saw Tanzania grabbing up the 3rd position last year. Again, Uganda hosting at that very tournament that Ethiopia went in to win. Uganda becoming 2nd, grabbing away the silver medal. Kisisa looking for Mwanamis Omal, taken away by Barbados Amadio. Back to Amina Ali, down to Irene Kisisa in the center of the park, looking for a chance here, takes the ball away. Back to Kisisa, down to Esther Mabanza, tries to cross in, cleared away down here by Nachirija Anet. Going in with Rania Nachirija Anet, having the Ugandan roots, but of course playing in for the South Sudan side after changing the allegiance to the South Sudan side. Julitha down to the goalkeeper, that is Gelwa Iona. Kasonga Eneka, Kisisa Irene, Amina Ali, the captain, losing possession to Maridawa. And again, the captain, Amilasu, taken away by Fatma Isa. Amina for Tanzania, looking for support, calling on the players to come on to this attack. But of course, the Tanzanian players standing into a bit far on to from this launched attack to the Tanzanian side. Kisisa, sweet dribble taken down here by Doko Gerard. Captain Amilasu cleared away. Barbados Amadio. Amis Ramadan onto the run here for Tanzania. Tries to cross in. Chance for Tanzania. Inside netting.
Another chance, of course, for Tanzania, although it wasn't that clear. Trust me, Tanzania is going to dominate a possession into this encounter, but it won't be easy for them to break the resilient that is South Sudan, known for their physical style of play. Trust me, it is already showing here. Physical they are on the pitch here at the FIFA Technical Center in Jeru.
Of course, one of the things I've noticed into this edition is that the improvement onto the teams, the weaker teams, as said by some people, of course, not forgetting mentioning the likes of Djibouti, who lost to Burundi by 3-0. Surprisingly, that wasn't a cricket score. Ethiopia beating Zanzibar 5-0, and of course, improved. The chance here for Ali for Tanzania. Good defending from Joseph Esther. Masidawa, Doka Gerard clears the ball away out of the danger, but of course, not far enough from the Tanzanian Kilimanjaro Queens throw. Mwana Miss Omal pushed down here. The referee says, let's just go with the business. Makanga Maurane down to Jerayona, the goalkeeper for Tanzania. And not forgetting today, South Sudan, 10 minutes played. Tanzania 0, South Sudan 0. A little bit of the improvement into the little bit of the weaker teams in the Cecafa region.
Definitely improvement being witnessed by the weaker teams. Gone are the days where such teams could come and we could go up to such minutes without any goal. But trust me, with just 10 minutes played, we are seeing some great improvement from Team South Sudan, comparing from when they last met in 2019 in Tanzania, when Tanzania beat them 9-0.
Launch of the ball, Emeka Kasonga. Cleared down here by Banadias Amadirios. Tanzania enjoying possession. Taken down here by Mukanga. Ball down to Doka Gerard. Tries to cross and go defending down here by Sigano Julitha. Amina Ali. Controlled by Amina Ali. That is a very hit ball looking for Mwanamisi Omal. Good defending from the Bright Starlets. The captain down here, Amelasu. Diana. Amina Ali for Tanzania. A good defending and good touch from Doka Gerald. Dispossessed away by Esther Mabanza. Musewa Diana. Musewa to Amina Ramadan. Amina shoots away, blocked away. And again, a poor clearance. Ball bounces and again saved away to prevent the corner. Good defending here from South Sudan. Last touch coming in from the South Sudan left back player. That is Amar Dios. And again, Tanzania have the very best of the first corner into just 11 minutes played at the FIFA Technical Center here in Jeru.
A corner kick for the Tanzania Kilimanjaro Queens. But trust me, Lawrence, skipper Amina Ali Bilal, whenever he's playing, the style of play she is really displaying here. Trust me, whenever she's playing, you might think she might make you wonder. The beautiful game of football is simple to play. She's playing with is bossing the midfield, being the link between the defense and then the attacking force. Trust me, she is a lady to watch in this encounter and entire tournament.
Mwanamisi Omal pushed down his Irene Kisisa for Tanzania, and it's a corner for Tanzania. Have a chance to grab it away. Early enough here, Irene Kisisa with a bit of the header. Again, the flag goes up, but again the referee says no way. That's another corner for the Kilimanjaro Queens, looking for the early goal here, as it was in the first game when Ethiopia scored the earliest goal so far of the tournament in the Cecafa Women Challenge Cup. A corner by Mwanamisi Omal. Tanzania have a chance to take it away. Little bit heavier and poorly executed here from Omal Mwanamisi. We are in Group B action of the Cecafa Women Championship. Group B having Ethiopia, Tanzania, Zanzibar and South Sudan. Ethiopia 5, Zanzibar 0 in the early game of the day that saw Ethiopia grabbing away the bragging rights into the first game of the day, and of course grabbing away the 3 points. Lozabera grabbing out a brace into that game. South Sudan onto the move. Good defending here from Kasonga. Kasonga takes the ball of the goalkeeper Gelewa Yona. Singano Julitha, just controlled by Doka Gerald. Again back to Doka Gerald for South Sudan. Makungu Morin, good defending away ball taken out by Kisisa. Kisisa to the captain Amina Ali, looking for Manamis Omal, good defending up from Nachirija Anet. The move here by Tanzania. Manamis Omal fouled down in the goal area. Referee keeps the silence. 14 minutes played. Tanzania 0. And Tanzania have a corner. South Sudan 0. In the Cecafa Women Challenge Cup. Used to be a free kick here. This was the run here from Manamis Omal. The foul from a Cheng Thomas. That challenge. Inches away into the goal area. And lucky enough, South Sudan would be onto the receiving end through a 12-yard kick, but of course right about now they'll be going in for a free. That is Tanzania for you. Chance here for Tanzania to take it away into a quarter-hour plate at the FUFA Technical Center in Injeru. Before we coming in from Rwanda, Uganda beat Rwanda yesterday by 2-0, and Burundi beat Djibouti by 3-0. In Group A results, that so you end up grabbing away the 3 points. Muswa Diana with the free kick here for Tanzania. Diana Muswa lays it down. Chance here for, that was Fatuma Issa, but poorly executed.
Trust me, it was a good idea, but of course the final execution from Fatuma Issa wasn't the best. Still talking about Tanzania, the most successful club in Cecafa history. Of course they are ranked 151 in the world, but of course South Sudan are not assessed yet, but trust me, Tanzania and South Sudan, whenever they meet, it is an interesting match. We've known the match for producing a number of goals, but in this one, as things look like with just 60 minutes played, trust me, it seems to be quite hard for the Kilimanjaro Queens of Tanzania.
Kilimanjaro Queens of Tanzania 0, and the Bright Starlets of South Sudan 0. In the second encounter of Group B action today, live on FUFA TV, run here by Amina Ramadan. Push down here, that is Singano Julitha. Tanzania featured for the Cecafa Under 20 last year when Ethiopia won the title, but of course South Sudan wanted to miss that tournament. Julitha, Kasonga, Mwanamis Omal for Tanzania. Again, Mwanamis looking for space. Washed away by Amilasu. Not far from the enemy side. Esther Mabanza. Amina. Again, Amina trying to find Mbunda Pius. Ball taken down here by Benedict. Again, Tanzania regained the possession. Eneka Kasonga. Mabanza. Musua looking for Kisisa. Good defending with the header, Joseph Esther. Again, Tanzania. Musua looking for space to shoot. The other way, Joseph Esther again with the sweep of the clearance. Good defending away from the Bright Starlets. Yona Gelwa. Musua for Tanzania. Chance here for Tanzania to take it on. And Bunda tries to find a very heavy shot, blocked away. That was Joseph Esther. Again, Tanzania. Mwanamis Omal. The flag is up here to Mwanamis Omal.
selfish display from Pius Mbunda. Trust me, on any other day she would have passed the ball to that is a player by Mwana Hamis, but she was selfish. She decided to go for a shot which was very low, and thus being blocked by the South Sudan defense.
Naturally, added Vita, the central defender here for South Sudan. Heavy ball launched away to the goalkeeper, and again the goalkeeper leaving it away to Tanzanian advantage here. That is Gelwa Yona. You're live on FIFA TV, the home of Ugandan sport, in the Cecafa Women Challenge Ties. Group B action, the captain committing this foul, Amelasu, in front of the referee. Referee from the Rwanda national side trying to sound a little bit of the warnings onto the captain for South Sudan. Crossed in here. Chance here for Tanzania. Can they find number one? Good defense and good cover here from Nachirija. Again, good game reading here from Vita Nachirija Anet. Tanzania, Kasonga Eneka looking for Mwana Miss Omal with a chance to find number one. Mwana Misi with the acres of space. Mwana Miss turns around again. Mwana Miss, that's good fade again from Nachirija. Again Tanzania, Musua Diana, Musua crosses. Tanzania onto the move, Mohamed. Ball taken by the captain Ame Lasu. Mary Dawa tries to fire in a very heavy cross here, but of course no green shot into the final third here to the South Sudan. Amina Ali Musova back to the captain Amina Ali. Remember Kisisa Irene was the captain of the under 20 side that featured in for the Cecafa under 20 Women Challenge Cup won by Ethiopia. Kisisa on the challenge, ball taken away by Vita Nachirija comfortably, passing that ball around the goal area. But again, risky play freer from the Bright Starlets. Suva Diana.
Trust me, Lawrence, it is not going to be easy for the Tanzania Twiga Stars to break the South Sudan defense, or aware of the damage they did inflict on them in 2019. They know, and they are aware. They came into this game and they know how to deal with the Tanzanian attacking force that is marshaled by that is experienced Mwana Hamisi. In the previous game they played in 2019, ending 9-0. She did score a hat-trick, but now you can see the way they are dealing with her. Whenever they're marking her, they come in numbers, and trust me, it is so far working for them. Great idea from the South Sudan side so far, with just 20 minutes played here at the FIFA Technical Center in Njeru.
You're live in the Cecafa Women Challenge. Central defender for Tanzania, Kasonga Eneka. Irene Kisisa dropping into the full-back line to give that link onto the defense. Remember, Amina Ali, Kisisa Irene, and Fatuma Issa. Not forgetting Musewa Dana are the four players into the Tanzania midfield in that 4-4-2 system. But of course, not forgetting Makunga Marin, Maridawa, Luka Deborah in the 4-3-3 system into the formation to the South Sudan side. That's the captain Amina Ali. Musuwa Diana looking for Amina Ramadan. Good run here from Amina Ramadan. Challenged away by Nachirija Anet Vita. Good defending and the good hustle, and the hustle is on here for Nachirija Anet. Having the Ghanaian roots but changing the allegiance to the Bright Starlet sides. Tanzania, Mwana Miss Omal onto the miss, cleared away by Joseph Esther. Improved Bright Starlets, giving the Tanzanian side a very tricky game today. One of the best games I've watched so far in the Cecafa Women Championship. Remember, Tanzania are the Cecafa Giants with only 2 titles, but of course South Sudan are trying to put up a very great performance today, giving the hard times onto the Tanzanian side. Singano Julitha. Ali regains possession. Captain again for Tanzania, Amina Ali. Looking for the support here from the blue and the black shirts around. Musuva Diana. Mwanamis Omal back to Musuva. Cleared away by Mary Dawa. The goalkeeper with a bit of the header. Not far from Fatuma Isa. Giving that leak onto the defense line. And again, we'll be having a free kick here for the Tanzanian side. The veil onto Fatuma Isa. Sulaiman said, again, the religion and the football are trying to be communicating in the same way at this very juncture, Ronnie.
Definitely, we are witnessing a football and a religion communicating on the pitch. Another player, of course, availing a great gesture and a kudos, of course, to the FIFA that put up this no segregation. Football is fair play. It is for me a kudos and respect for a religion.
Mbuda Pius for Tanzania, and it will be 3 for the Bright Stars of South Sudan. 24 minutes played. The player down. That could be Vita Nachidi Jaane, central defender here for South Sudan. A referee from Rwanda will be send the signal onto the medical team here for South Sudan to give some medical attention onto the player before we go on with the business at the FUFA Technical Center in Nigeria, live on FUFA TV, the home of Ugandan sport. And this is the Cecafa Women Championship, the 4th edition since, of course, its inception way back in 2016. Of course, Uganda hosting that very tournament, and again, Uganda is back into the history books to host the Cecafa Women Challenge Cup for the second time. And again, Uganda preparing in for the AFCON finals in Morocco. Not forgetting, like South Burundi will also be featuring in for the AFCON finals in Morocco. 25 minutes played. Tanzania 0, South Sudan 0. Some of the faces that took part in the Cecafa under 24 Tanzania. One would be mentioning Irene Kisisa. Not forgetting Aisha Ismail Mwisho, the goalkeeper there for Tanzania. Some of the common faces that took part into the Cecafa under 20 Challenge Cup. That's the goalkeeper there for Tanzania, Gelwa Yona. Takes the ball down to Singano Julitha. Kisisa Irene. Musua Diana controls. Looks down to the captain, Amina Ali. Again, Amina Ali finds time to dodge. Again, Amina Ali onto the block. Mabunda Pius crosses. Just for Mwanamisi and Amina Ali with the sweet touch here. Taken away and washed away by Bados Amadrio. Mabunda Pius. Nsuva back to looking for Isa. A good defending from Fatuma. Blocking away the moves from the Bright Starlets. Fatuma. Isa. Getting down to Singana Julitha. Julitha for Eneka Makanga. Mabanza Esther. Kisisa with the touch. Back to Mabanza. Mabanza controls. Leaving the ball away to the central defender Singano Julitha. Musuva Dana. Again, Musuva for Amina Ali. Tanzania enjoying the proceedings, enjoying the possession. But the wall there for the Bright Stars is looking to be solid. The Berlin walls are into the defense line for the South Sudan side. Tanzania failing to break into that Berlin wall. Trust me, and trust me, Ronnie.
Trust me, it is a Berlin wall, like you've said. The way they are defending, they are aware of the damage Tanzania did cause to them. They are defending in numbers, but let's see
just
what happens here.
Manamis Omala and Musuva tries to control, and then ball kicked away here by Mary Dawamako. And again, Tanzania, Mabuda shoots away. Chance again to the Tanzanian side. Right back player, Mambunda Pius with a chance missed again. Tanzania 0. South Sudan 0. We are live on FUFA TV.
tough times they are for the South Sudan, that is bright starlets. But I must give credit to the way they are defending. Just like I said, they are aware of the havoc Tanzania can cause onto them. But when you see their defensive approach, they are coming in numbers. They know Tanzania has creative players. They know Tanzania has experienced players. So they've decided to resort to defending in numbers. Whenever one gets the ball, they attack in numbers, and it is so far doing well for them.
Remember the last time Tanzania hosted the Cecafa Women Championship in 2019, Kenya went on to win, but again beating Tanzania in the final. Ali Musova, that's too heavy for Omar Mwanamisi. Remember, Uganda is sitting into the same pool with Tanzania in the AFCON main qualifiers. The likes of Niger and Algeria. And again, you're going to be playing up against Algeria on Saturday in Algiers. And again, hosting Niger on 8th. That will be in St. Mary's Chitende in the second game of the group of the AFCON senior men's qualifiers. Chance here for Tanzania. Good touch, but of course, Amina Ramadan finding it to grab away into that move. Clocking on to half an hour played at the FUFA Technical Center here in Njero. South Sudan are still giving Tanzania some little bit of the headache. For the minutes played, Tanzania yet to score. And again, that would be a good news and a good result. That's if South Sudan can hold on to the 90-minute mark and grab away point from the two-time champions.
The newbies in football, that is South Sudan, of course, having raised and come up in, that was 2019 when they played in their first Cecafa tournament. It wasn't easy, but just after 3 years, trust me, they are putting up an improvement, and a lot has been done by the South Sudan Football Association to ensure football for women grows, and we are witnessing this here in this very edition at the FUFA Technical Center in Jeru, Lawrence.
Two Cecafa teams qualifying in for the AFCON finals in Morocco. Come next month, that is Burundi. Not forgetting Uganda, Tanzania, Mwanamis Omal, I beg your pardon, and the goalkeeper takes the ball away comfortably. That is Tutu Calda. The first 45, a little bit of the enjoyable moments. That was a very good run, but Mwanamis Omal was just inches away from clocking on to that move. That would have been something to the Tanzanian side. Ball taken away by Doka Gerard for South Sudan. Looking on to Makonga Morin, blocked onto the way by Esther Mabanza. Throwing here for South Sudan national team. Experiencing a little bit of the change to the weather at the FUFA Technical Center in Njero, as it was into the first game, a little bit of the sun, but of course experiencing a chilly change weather. Second game of the day, live on FUFA TV. Tanzania versus South Sudan, still goalless with only 31 minutes played of the first 45 minutes. This is FUFA TV, the home of Ugandan sport, and the first of its kind to cover the Cecafa Senior Women Challenge Cup live on FUFA TV. Not forgetting the Cecafa Under 20, Uganda hosting it and losing it onto the final wire day to the Ethiopian side. Good defending from Dako Gerard. We'll be giving you a couple of tournaments onto this channel, the FUFA TV channel. Not forgetting the FUFA Women Super League. And again, Uganda Cup will be having a final on June 12th. That will be next Sunday at the Masindi Stadium, where Vipers will be taking on Bull FC in the 48th edition of the Stanbic Uganda Cup. Kisisa Irene for Tanzania lays the ball down to Mabanza. A good touch, but of course Mabanza was a bit not onto the same way with the pass without heading into. Again, chance wasted here for Tanzania. Kisisa Irene, Amina Ali, Julitha Singano, Mbunda fire stands away. Mbunda crosses. A good defending from Anet Nachirija. Again, Bunda Pius cleared away from danger by Luka Deborah. Eneka Kasonga. Luka Deborah. Good play by Tanzania. Get a shot in Tanzania onto the stanchion, and the Bright Stars survive onto the mark here. What a chance for the Tanzanian side.
A big chance for Tanzania and their best so far. It was a good build-up play from the Tanzania team. Great effort. Unlucky for the effort to kiss the crossbar.
That was Esther Mabanza for Tanzania women national team. And South Sudan survived onto the remaining, that would be 13 minutes to play to the end of the first 45. Fatuma Isa Mohammed, Amin Ali, Julitha Singano. Singana again, to be much careful about the move she's trying to launch onto the South Sudan side. Emeka Kasonga with a bit of the help onto the Tanzania. Amin Ali. Sulaiman Fatuma Isa. Back to the captain. Amina Ali looks for space. So the pass and good defending away from Dako Gerald. Ball bounces. Amina Ali controls. Plays the ball down to Musa Diana. Rather than Sova Diana. Taken away by Cheng Thomas. Dropping back into the center of the park to give the defense cover for the South Sudan side. Amela Su. Doka Gerard. Some bit of the handball here from the South Sudan from Mary Dawamako. Again, Tanzania on the move. Nsuva Diana. Amina Ramadan. Good defending from Banas Amadirio. Down to Esther Mabanza. Mabanza again for Tanzania. Mabanza tries to cross. Nachirija takes the ball away. Lucy. Back to Nachirija with the heavy clearance again for Tanzania, giving away chances to Tanzania. Down to the hand of the goalkeeper. 35 minutes played. Tanzania 0, South Sudan 0 in the Cecafa Women Challenge Cup.
Trust me, Lawrence, South Sudan is one of the fastest football growing nations. A lot of money is being injected into their football by their football federation to ensure improvement does come up immediately. And we've seen this on a number of occasions, of course, seeing their men national side already into the AFCON qualification. And of course, their team, the fact that they first played their first international match in 2019, 3 years down the road, you can see the big improvement. Indeed, what they are investing is really kind of impacting here with their performance so far against the most successful side in Cecafa Women Championship history, Tanzania.
Miss Omar Shurua plays for Shabab Atlas in Morocco, with the player standing pushed down onto the free kick. And again, Esther Mabanza, who plays for Ruvuma Queens Tanzania, standing on the free kick here from Tanzania, looking for number one before they mark into the end of the first stanza here at the Fufa Technical Center in Injeru. Mabanza Gindulia Esther from Ruvuma Queens in Tanzania. Esther lays it down, taken by Nachirija. Again down to Esther Mabanza. Tries to find Suva. Cleared out here, out of danger by Joseph Esther. You're live on the official FUFA YouTube channel. Those following us live from Juba, and of course live from Dar es Salaam, not forgetting Dodoma, and again the rest of the world. This is the Cecafa Women Challenge Cup for starters, and we are covering it live on FUFA TV, your home of Ugandan sport. Chance for Ali to take it on to Mwanamisi. Again, Mwanamisi a bit far away from that pass that came in from the captain Amina Ali, and the goalkeeper comfortably. Tutu Calder trying to take some bit of her time. They know a point would be very cardinal into the first game of the group stages.
Definitely a point will be very vital for a side that did beat you 9-0.
South Sudan, Maureen Makanga. Again, Makanga tries to cross. Missed away to be headed by, that's Fatuma. Led away by Amina Ramadan. Mbunda Pius attempting for the move. Manamis Omal displaced away by Anet Nachirija. Header from Fatma Isa. Mbunda Pius again. Amina Ali. Singano Julitha. Eneka Kasonga, central defender for Tanzania. Eneka Nsuva Dana losing possession. Fatma Isa dispossessed away down to Irene Kisisa, under 20 captain for Tanzania. Amina Ali dodges two, tries to find a heavy shot, and the goalkeeper to the save, and the goalkeeper. This could be number one for Tanzania. The ball crossing onto that line. That was a fumble from the Southern goalkeeper Tutu Kauda, and again Tanzania leading. Jamhuri Munguna wa Tanzania 1, Tanzania
1, South Sudan 0.
But again, some information coming in from the center referee. Looks to be the goal that has crossed the line, and again Tanzania into the lead.
Tanzania gets into the lead. Of course, it was a howler from the South Sudan goalkeeper Tutu Kalda Hasfa. But talk about that goal. Talk about the effort from skipper Amina Ali Bilal, who turns out for young princess in Tanzania, born on the 28th of December 1994. Trust me, the skipper is leading by an example. She has put up a very, very tremendous performance, and no wonder she has put her side into the lead. Fumble from the goalkeeper, but again, great effort and great technique she did use to execute that ball. Goal number 1 for Tanzania here at the FUFA Technical Center in Jeru.
Energy from the captain Amina Ali, and finally the goalkeeper onto the mark, and the goalkeeper should be blamed onto this goal for the Tanzanian side. Tanzania leading by 1-0. That was a very best of a pillar from the captain. Chance here for Amina Ali. Looks for Manamis Omala on the right side. Again Ali down to Munda Pius. Ali crosses, a chance again for Tanzania. Missed chance again, and a missed header. But of course, the ball is still into the play. Tanzania crossed in, chance for Tanzania. Good defending from Anet Nachirija. 5 to play at the end of the first 45 minutes. We are live on FUFA TV. Tanzania 1, South Sudan 0. This is the Cecafa Women Challenge Cup for the year 2022, and of course, Uganda into Group A, leading by second with only 3 points, on to scoring 2 goals, not forgetting Burundi beating Djibouti, and Burundi leading Group 1 or Group A by 3 goals and 3 points. Chance here for South Sudan. Amela Su down to Badas Amadirio. Good defending away from the Tanzanian side.
Of course, Lawrence, it is very, very painful to concede such a goal, especially with the way and the resilience the South Sudan side had put up. Very, very painful indeed to concede such a cheap goal.
Cheap goal it was here from Amina Ali, and scrappy goal it was at South Sudan. Onto the move here, looking for Nicholas just before the break. Cheng Thomas crosses in, defended away from the Tanzanian central defender, but poorly into something for the Bright Starlet. That was Eneka Kasonga. Again, the Bright. Look at the massive turn-ups here, Ronnie, to at the FUFA Technical Center in your to witness at the Cecafa Women Challenge Cup. Irene Kisisa, rather the captain Amina Ali, down to Musuva Diana. Mr. by Manamis Omal, Nachirija. Cleared down here by Ramadan Amina. About the mammoth crowds that are coming into witness at the sweetness of the women football in the Cecafa region, Ronnie.
Definitely, the crowd alone just tells you how much they have the love for women football. Many thought probably people would come in when it is Uganda Cranes playing, but trust me, the love for football, the flair displayed by both, like all teams in this edition, is so attractive. Thus, the mammoth crowd.
Good defending here from Sigana Julitha. Nachirija Daco Gerard. It's a bit far away here from Maureen Makanga. Luka Deborah. Suva Diana. Fatuma Issa Sulaiman. Again, Fatuma Issa Sulaiman. Intercepted away by Mary Makodaka. Luka Deborah. Makunga Maureen. Dispossessed away by Fatuma Issa for Tanzania, down to the captain Amina Ali. Mwanamisi Omal. Again, Mwanamisi Omal here for Tanzania. Mbunda Pius. Good defending, and that would be a goal kick. That's sweet defending here from Bandans Ariandio.
Trust me, Lawrence, with just 2 minutes rather to end the halftime, the Tanzania side now are praying that probably it ends like this. They go into the break and recharge and get ready for the second stanza. Look at that fumbling. Look at that fumbling, Lawrence. To me, it wasn't the goal South Sudan had to concede, given the way they have probably played in this game up to this minute.
Been waiting for the closest angle on that move. I'll be telling you on whether that goal was a better of a pillar, but of course Tanzania into the lead. Tanzania on 3 move here. Mabanza tries to cross again. Mabanza Kisisa fires in a very heavy shot, and a save again from Tutu Kalda.
Tutu Kalda are pulling off a tremendous save here to deny Tanzania their second goal. What was she up to concede the other goal? Because this save she has pulled off just shows you that she had the ability to save the other attempt. To me, it wasn't a goal she had to concede still, but coming up with this save, it is a kudos, because right now, who knows, it would have been 2-0 for the Tanzania side.
Actually, that was Amina Ramadan with the very heavy shot here and the tremendous save from the goalkeeper Khalid Tutu from South Sudan. Player down receiving the medics here. The 45 minutes have elapsed, but of course we'll be going into the additional 1 minute. We're live at Fufa Technical Center in Nigeria. Mabanza Esther crosses. Tanzania, Mwanamis Omal. Miss chance again. Ramadan with the rebound, and the goalkeeper again with the best of the saves so far in the first stanza.
Big save, double save in a couple of seconds. She is paying off what the mistake she has caused her team to concede the goal. So far, so good for the goalkeeper for South Sudan in the name of Tutu Khalida Hassan Mohammed.
Mwanamis Omal for Tanzania, controlled by Musuva Kisisa, tries to launch a very heavy shot and down to Tutu Khalid, despite conceding a very cheeky goal here. But of course, the goalkeeper Tutu, one would say, is the player to watch in the first 45 minutes of the game. Chance here again for Ramadan. Amina cleared away by Barbados, and the referee from Rwanda blows the halftime whistle to show the close of business
Tanzania
at the Fufa Technical Center in Nigeria. It's halftime.
Goal scored by Shadpo.
Jamhuri
Amina
Yamungua
Haile
Tanzania are leading South Sudan by 1-0. Right back with seconds and not go away, live on Fufa TV.
Like when you look at the Tanzanian goalkeeper, she's relaxed.
Yeah.
The game is always within the South Sudan final third. But I would encourage.
I still don't think it went in.
Anyway, it might have went in, but for me, I think by the time she.
Let me see. Let's have that. Did it really bounce inside the line?
Maybe they say by the time she handled it, her leg was. We could look at that, but she not bounce inside.
we'll have that discussion after, but it cannot alter anything. It's a decision made, and such shots always fetch that. As we go back to the second half, let us hope to see any improvement, Majida, in terms of Tanzanian approach as well, because they need to find a formula.
Exactly.
And South Sudan need to make shots. The last game, Zanzibar failed to make any shot as they were losing to Ethiopia. And they are in a group where they need to get placement.
I'm only worried if South Sudan can finish the game without being tired, the way they are playing. It needs a lot of, physicality. So if not, if they can do that, then we expect less scores.
Welcome back to Fufa Technical Center in Nigeria for the second and last 45 minutes of the game between Tanzania went to the lead. A goal that came in from the captain, Amina Ali, leading up against the bright studies of South Sudan. Group action live on Fufa TV, your home of Ugandan sport. And of course, the facts of its kind live on Fufa TV and the official social media YouTube channel. In green again as South Sudan, those are the bright starlets. And in blue and black, Tanzania. They're playing from right onto your left onto your screen. Irene Kisisa for Tanzania. Into the second 45 minutes. Mabanza. That's good defending again from Doka Gerard. Second 45 run is here. What are your expectations as you're heading into and closing into match day number 1 on Group A and of course onto Group B?
At the start of the game, I anticipated a number of goals to come in from this match, but the South Sudan side has proved me wrong with a great defensive artist. A question that is on every fan's mouth around the Fufa Technical Center in Jeru is about the goal. Did it cross the line or not? But of course, as it stands, it's the Tanzanians leading by 1-0 against South Sudan.
Waiting onto the tight angle into that replay to throw more light onto the goal scored by Tanzanian captain. Free kick for Tanzania. That's the goalkeeper, Tutu Kalda. Suva Diana was standing into the free kick for Tanzanian side. Looking for number 2, just and only 2 that have been played onto the 45. Chance here for Tanzania. Looking for Mwanamis Onomal. To beat heavier for Mwanamis, and good defending here from Bandas Amadurio. Cecafa Women Challenge Cup Group action. Bunda Pius with the touch here. Leaving it to the goalkeeper to take the bit of his time. And not forgetting Group A action. Burundi beat Djibouti by 3-0 yesterday in the first game of the day. Not forgetting Uganda edging Rwanda by 2-0 in the second game of the day. Risky player from the goalkeeper again, Tutu Kalda. Chance here for Mabanza. Amina looking for Kisisa. Drops down, ball taken away by the captain. Ame Lasso. Amina again. Fatuma back to Amina. Down to Singano Julitha. Nsuva Diana. Captain Amina. Looking for space. Kisisa Irene. Defended away by Joseph Esther. Ame Lasso. Pushed away and by Kisisa Irene.
I just love the way the South Sudan defense is pocketing experienced, that is Mwana Hamisi. From minute 1, she has been pocketed, and just a few minutes into the second half, they are doing the same. They are defending as a unit, and trust me, it is working for them.
Bandas Amadurio to the captain Amelasu. Mary Dawamako for South Sudan. Makunga Morin losing possession. Down to the captain Lasso Mary. Ball taken away. Looking for Mwanamisi Omal. Straight to Khalid for South Sudan. Amina Omal Mwanamisi Nsuva Diana. Again Diana Nsuva. Amina Ali. Eneka Kasonga. Esther Mabanza for Tanzania. Irene Kisisa spaced away, and I Kisisa with the touch here. That was much from the under 20 for the Tanzanian side captain Kisisa Irene. Irene Elias Kisisa featuring in from Tanzania, not forgetting featuring for the FUFA, brother for the Tanzanian Women's Super League. Nsuva Nachirija to a bit of the hard rock. Mwanamisi Omal Mwanamisi tries to find a very heavy shot, blocked away, and the rebound from Mwanamisi, and again the goalkeeper Tutu Khalid. Looks to be a little bit of the pain here from the custodian of the Bright Starlet side.
Trust me, Lawrence, it is some bit of a bruise courtesy of the artificial turf here at the Njeru Technical Center. It is hard to play on this artificial turf. Trust me, whenever you happen to fall down, you will get that bruise, and that is what we are seeing now from a custodian. That is the custodian of South Sudan, Tutu Khalid Hassan Mohammed.
Tutu Khalid Hassan Mohammed for South Sudan side. Remember, they're trying to improve the bit of the technical areas, and of course remembering the two men that took part into the CAF B and enrolled into that coaching role that was recently concluded at the FUFA Technical Center in Njero, men coming in from the South Sudan side. And again, remember, South Sudan national men's team A will be hosting Mali and that in the Seminole Stadium. Of course, are playing at home, but again away from home. That is South Sudan in the Total Energies AFCON qualifiers coming up your way onto this weekend. But of course, a few countries played into match day number 1 yesterday, and some countries will be playing into the action today.
Lawrence, still talking about South Sudan. It is a nation that is known for coming to Uganda and getting players. Just in this match, we do have players that have Ugandan, just like you mentioned, Vita Nachirija Anet, of course, now named Adebo, a player that formerly featured at UCU in the Uganda FUFA, in the FUFA Women Super League. And on the side of men, they have a number of players like Ivan Wani. They do have a number of players like Rashid Toha. Trust me, it is something that is doing for them, because these players sometimes they don't have chance to feature for teams or our national sides here in Uganda, thus resorting to go to countries, and South Sudan is one of them. And trust me, it has done well for them, and the players are doing wonders for them.
Not forgetting Joseph Data and Geriga Tendera, who plays for Arua Hill in the Uganda Premier League side. Kisisa Irene, sweet passing here to Mbunda Pius. Fatma Issa Sulaiman, controlled down here by Banados Amadrio. Again, Sulaiman Fatuma with the interception. Singano Julitha. Kasonga for Tanzania. Mabanza. Nsuva losing possession. Amina Ramadan regaining the energy. Mwanamis Omal pulled down to the ground. The referee says no way. Mabunda Pius tries to shoot in. Rebound from the post here. And again, a chance for Tanzania. Cleared away from danger by the central defender Vita Nachirija Anet.
Big chance for Tanzania to double their lead, but unlucky for the effort to hit the post. Unlucky it was.
Like it was here for Tanzania side. Otherwise, it would have been a different scoreboard as per now. With only 10 10 minutes played of the second 45 minutes. We are in the Cecafa Women Challenge Cup, and this is FUFA TV, your home of Ugandan sport. Chance missed again from the Tanzanian side. Irene Kisisa. They are going in for the substitution here to the Tanzanian side.
Substitution for Tanzania.
That is Irene Kisisa, the captain for the Cecafa under 20 Tanzania women's side. Was part of the Cecafa under 20 side that won the bronze medal in Uganda last year. Again, making it to the senior team, making that final cut onto the senior Tanzania national women A team.
Talking about a player in Irene Kisisa, of course, just like you mentioned, she is the captain of the under 20 Tanzania women national side. Born on that is 18 November 2003, turning up for Tanzania side in Tanzania.
Player by the names of Opa Clement Tukumbuke coming in for Irene Kisisa. Mabanza. Chance for Amina Ramadan. Looking for the support and good defending here from Doka Gerald. Throwing here for Tanzania. Mabanza tries to cross and intervene the way, and that bit of the little block here from Doka Gerald into another corner here for Tanzania national women's side. Have a corner going in for the corner. Tanzania looking for another chance to take it away. South Sudan trying to put up some great performance today. That is another corner here for Tanzania. Have a chance. Ramadan Amina, Musuva Diana, all players for Tanzania with a bit of the corner, and header Mwanamis Omao taken away. And Suva Fatuma Isa Sulaiman. The chance wasted here for the Tanzanian side.
When you try comparing women football, of course, in South Sudan and Tanzania, you will see that there is a very huge difference. With South Sudan playing their first international match in 2019, Tanzania did play their first international match in 2002 on August 10th. That match was played against Eritrea, and in that game, Tanzania, the Trigger Stars, did win 3-2. So you can see the difference. So if you see the South Sudan side putting up such a performance, trust me, there is a very huge improvement.
Opa Clemente, the new player onto the pitch here for Tanzania, with some bit of the energy, and again naturally Janet coming on to that attack. Good defender here for, that is the bright Starlets. Be going in for another change here to enter this game here for looks to be South Sudan are going in for another change here.
Shut 19, Pony Wani.
Shot 14 from the South Sudan side.
14, Mary
Anga Ball Akwal. Bringing another forward to add on the firepower here. Coming in for Chiang, rather, that was Adoni Esther Mercy.
Mary Anga Ball Akowach, he is a forward, and she was born on 27th January 2001, plying her trade at Yei Joint Stars in South Sudan.
Amelesi here for South Sudan. Chance here for South Sudan again. Good defending away from Singano Julitha. Goalkeeper Gilwa Yona. Julitha again for Tanzania. Looks down to Amina Ali. Mbunda Pius with the touch here, blocked away. Getting through in here for Tanzania. Julitha Singano. Eneka Kasonga. Launches a very heavy touch. Looking for Opa Clement. Ball taken away by Amina Ramadan. and cleared away finally out of danger by Bandos Amadirio. And again, we're experiencing another change into this game. This could be the bright starlets onto this very change.
One of the players missed, trust me, Lawrence, in this Tanzania Twiga Stars side is a player by the name of Aisha Makasa, who did make her move to BK Haken in Sweden. Trust me, she is one of the most promising and talented players in Tanzanian women football, in the caliber of Fauzia Najemba.
Pikona here for Tanzania. Tanzania players claiming for the bit of the touch here onto their player. And again, Achirija on it. Corner here for Tanzania national side. Mwanamisi Omala is the player standing onto this. Mwanamisi Omala has been pocketed since minute 1. Missing out on a couple of occasions to find the back of the net. But again, they have the bit of the corner here. Tanzania. And our played. Tanzania 1. South Sudan 0. Live on Fufa TV. Keeper with the punch. Upper Clement to the waiting for Tanzania. Doka Gerard clears. Buddha Pius. Again Buddha Pius. Upper Clement. Down to Buddha Pius. Cleared away by Anet Nachirija. A good defending here from Nachirija Anet, as it was yesterday. When, of course, Naminimo Margaret grabbed away her debut onto the senior national A side to the Ugandan Crescent Cranes, and enjoying the moments along with Aisha Nantongo, Nsova, Amina Ali, Mbunda Pius, getting the chance, and South Sudan onto the move here. Closed away by Fatma Issa, Sulaiman, Mbunda. Mabanza missing that ball away. Nsova Diana. Back to Fatuma Issa Sulaiman in the center of the park. Energy that coming in from Makunga Morin. Mary Angabol losing possession again. Again Mary Angabol. Ball taken by Fatuma Issa from Tanzania. Again Fatuma Issa from Tanzania losing the stability onto the ground, and the referee says no way. There was a touch onto that veiled lady.
Trust me, there was a touch, but look at the composure that is being witnessed here by, that is the shirt number 5, Fatuma Issa Sulaiman, who turns out for the Simba Queens in Tanzania. The flair, the calmness and composure is what is so far doing well for me.
Tutu Khalid, here for South Sudan. Conceding very, very simple and cheeky goal, but of course, the goal has a lot of the talk, as we'll be waiting for that replay to see whether Tanzania would be going in for this late in a very sporting manner and a very sporting way. Tanzania onto the chance. Nachirija Anet grabs the ball away. Nachirija, there's the ball into out of the danger zone. Doka Singano, Amina Ali looking for Upper Clement. Good defending away down here by Singano Luthia. Back down here to Lu Julitha Singano rather. Amina Ali. Fatma Issa Sulaiman. Mabanza. Sulaiman with the bit of the touch and the challenge here to the South Sudan. Work here from Fatuma Issa Sulaiman. Played in the Cecafa Women Championship. But of course, Tanzania went on to be the hosted nation and again went on to win that tournament. 64 minutes gone by. We are live on FUFA TV and we are live from the FUFA Technical Center in Njeru. And this is the Cecafa Women Championship live on FUFA TV, your home of Ugandan sports. It's a corner here from the bright Starlets, looking a little bit composed and creating chances into the second 45 minutes. And they have a corner. Can they find the back of the net to go onto the levels with the Trigger Stars of Tanzania?
When Tanzania were winning their first trophy in Cecafa in the first edition in 2016, they did beat Kenya 2-1. And guess who was on the score sheet? It was Omar Mwana Hamis, who netted a double on that evening on this very ground, the FUFA Technical Center in Jeru. But this evening, she is nowhere to be seen as she is pocketed by the South Sudan defense.
Corner here by Cheng Thomas. South Sudan with the corner. The keeper with the fumble here with a little bit of the punch. And again brought back South Sudan. A good defending here from Julitha. And again cleared away out of danger. But poorly into another chance here for the Bright Starlets. Player down here for the South Sudan is the captain Ame Lacey, shirt number 10. Receiving some bit of the treatment here. Playing for El Merrick FC Juba. Actually, most of the players coming in from the El Merrick FC Juba side. Khalida Hassan, Phil, not forgetting that's Kote. And of course, Sarah Matthew onto the bench. And again, Doka Gerard. Actually, 6 players that are featuring in for the South Sudan side that are coming in from El Merrick FC Juba. This was the bit of the corner that was swung in, and the goalkeeper ball slipping away onto the gloves of the goalkeeper and bouncing down. A chance again for South Sudan with the corner and stopped away here from the header. Chest control taken away, and the chance lost here to the South Sudan side.
Second edition, the South Sudan side are participating in the Cecafa Women Championship. But trust me, in this edition, they are going to give a lot of teams hard time. Many, and including Tanzania, thought they would just score many goals past them to ensure probably they can go on top of the table after match day 1 from Group B. But trust me, it is not happening as we expected, because the South Sudan side are proving to be wanting to get a point in this game.
South Sudan side have been trying to put some bit of the efforts into restructuring, of course, at the women football sector there, and of course engaging themselves into a couple of friendly games on their side. Mwanamis Omar, the player, fouled a down here referee from Rwanda. The question of the game to the South Sudan right back, that is Doka Gerard. Free kick for Tanzania national side. Tanzania looking for number 2. They want to go in for a cricket score, but of course that would be not possible today to me. And of course, South Sudan are trying to have become a bogey side.
Trust me, with that Berlin Wall, like you did say, trust me, it is going to be hard for Tanzania to score cricket scoring goals this evening here at the FUFA Technical Center in Jeru.
Eneka Kasonga onto the free kick here. The wall is set. The Berlin Wall is set for them, the Bright Starlets. And again, we are good to go. Kasonga Eneka for Tanzania. Looking for number 2, Nachirija Anet, along with that is Amina Ramadan around the goal area there. Kasonga with a free kick, a chance here for Tanzania. Keep on the beat of the paragraph. Trust me, the referee said no way. That will be a goal kick here for South Sudan.
Lawrence, trust me, when you look at the way Tutu Khalida Hassan Mohammed, the goalkeeper of South Sudan, is pulling off saves, trust me, you can skip wondering how the first goal that was scored by Tanzania's keeper Amina Ali Bilal, how that goal went past her, because she is steadily getting back into the game ever since she did make that howler.
Fatuma Isa Sulaiman, Amina Ali, Tanzania Nachirija defending very well. And a chance here for Mwanamis Omal, but again, can Tanzania grab away a corner? Clocking on to the 70 played. 20 will be left onto the second 45 minutes. We are live on Fufa TV. This is the Cecafa Women Challenge Cup. Mwanamis Omal with a bit of the corner here to take it away for Tanzania. Can they grab away number 2? Ethiopia 5, Zanzibar 0 in the first game that was played. In the corner from Mwanamis Omal, taken down by Nachirija, Ramadan, and down to Toto Khalid. That's the goalkeeper there for South Sudan side. Chance taken away here by Doka Gerald. Again, South Sudan looking for a chance to grab it away. Good defending here from Tanzania. Julitha. Ramadan. Back to Ramadan. Amina Ali. Mabanza Esther. Suva cleared away by Nachirija Anet. Tanzania by Fatma Isa Sulaiman. Singono Julitha. Rudkasonga down to Julitha. Back to Amina Ali. Again, Singano Julitha with the heavy launch. Dot with you by Joseph Esther. Amina Ali to Musuva. Ramadan Amina. Amina, which is a very heavy shot here, and what a chance here for Tanzania.
A big chance for Tanzania. Great technique it was from, that is Amina Ramadan, who turns out for a team Tanzania also in Tanzania, just like a player in Irene Elias Kisa. She also, Amina Ramadan, turns out for team Tanzania in the Tanzania Women Football League. Great effort it was, but unlucky for her attempt to go just inches over the bar.
Upper Clement for Tanzania. Suva Diana was taken down here by Barados Anadrio for South Sudan. Controlled away by Chiang Thomas. Makunga Morin tries to cross in. Easily collected away by Gelwayona. 18 to play at the Fufa Technical Center here in Nigeria into the second 45 minutes of the Cecafa Women Challenge Cup. Run here by Musuva Diana. Diana Musuva, Upper Clement. A combination here. But again, Upper Clement failing to count on to that attack for Tanzania. Group B action, the second game of the day. This is match day 1 in Group B. Ethiopia 5, Zanzibar 0 in the first game played. And of course, yesterday in Group A action, Uganda beat Rwanda by 2-0. And not forgetting, that was a brace that came in from Fazila Ikwaput, who plays for Lady Doves Football Club. And of course, the opener of the Cecafa Women Challenge Cup yesterday saw Burundi edging Djibouti by 3-0. And again, Djibouti. Chance here for Amina Ali. Amina Ali with a heavy shot here, and a chance for Tanzania again with a bit of the range shots.
Trust me, it was a great attempt from the skipper Amina Ali Bilal. The Tanzanians are now resorting to shooting from distance. They are realizing they can't open up, they can't break the resilient South Sudan defense, thus resorting to shooting from distance. Trust me, if they keep on trying with less than 20 minutes to play, they might get positive results out of their attempts.
South Sudan making another change. Okay, that will be shot number 12 coming in from the South Sudan side. Mariam Lasuba.
Shot 12, Mariam Lasuba.
Replacing Amilase. Was at the very best of the day today. Singano Julitha for Tanzania. Amina Ali. Singano, Julitha looking for upper element. Back to Amina Ali. Mbunda Pius. Amina Ali again. Down to Musuva. Musuva into the goal area looking for chance. Ramadan Amina. Ball taken down here. Quickly and again. Mabanza Esther. Kasonga Esther. Rather Eneka Kasonga. Singano Julitha. Lodges a very heavy ball down onto the hands of the goalkeeper Tutu Kalda. Confirming Alasuba, who came in for Lasu Ane for the South Sudan aside. Playing in for the last quarter of the game. You're live on Fufa TV, your home of Ugandan sport. This is the Cecafa Women Challenge Cup. Isa Sulaiman, Ramadan, Amina Ali. Ball taken down here by Ariados. And South Sudan onto the move now. Goalkeeper out of his line. Chilling away from the captain now to the South Sudan side. That's shot number 9, Thomas Cheng.
Lawrence, with Tanzania leading by 1-0. This implies that 11 goals have been scored so far in this 4th edition of the Cecafa Women Championship that is ongoing here at the FUFA Technical Center in Jeru, with Group A action returning tomorrow, with the Crested Cranes set to lock horns with Djibouti at 1 p.m.
14 to play from the FUFA Technical Center in Jeru. The Cecafa Women Challenge Cup. We, of course, at talents have been born. Uganda hosting for the second time into the history.
Definitely Uganda hosting it for the second time. Tanzanians aiming at getting the memories they did get in at 2016 in the first edition, when they came at this very ground and managed to take the championship here at the Fatigue Center in Jeru, defeating Kenya by 2-1 that evening. Omari Mwana Hamisi bagging a brace.
Don't forgetting Uganda finding it a challenging moment to host, and of course go on to win to the women's side, hosting 2016, Tanzania winning, and not forgetting the Cecafa Under 20 hosting and against Ethiopia winning it to onto the Ugandan soil. Amina Ali for Tanzania. Amina Ali looking for upper element. Good feeling from Nachirija. Missed chance again from Mwana Miss Omal. Mabanza Esther. Fine ball clearance here from Joseph Esther. Ramadan Amina. Cheng Thomas clears. Chance here for South Sudan. Julitha. Goalkeeper Gelewa. Kasonga for Tanzania. Singano Julitha for Tanzania again. Mokanga Morin. Chance here for South Sudan, cleared away by the goalkeeper Gilwa Yona. Good defending from Nachirija. Mwana Miss Omal. Again Mwana Miss Omal along the goal area. Mbunda Pius crosses. Opa Clement tries to control. Mbunda Pius with a shot. Gain far away into the skies.
Another trial from Tanzania from a distance, but again it just goes inches out. Just like I said, they resorted to shooting from distance, but trust me, if they keep on trying with less than 15 minutes to play, we might witness positive results here, because just like I said, their defense is proving to be unbreakable. I mean the South Sudan defense.
South Sudan medical team, along with the Cecafa medical team, combining efforts to give the medical attention to Stupi Anachiri Jaanet, who is into the pain. Yeah, that's the central defender who has been having the very best of the day. And to me, that is the goal here in this angle. But of course, this is the right angle, Ronnie, where the claims are raising. That ball bounces down and up,
But
and
Lawrence,
again, goalkeeper looks to be grabbing that ball away onto the line.
Lawrence, trust me, according to what I'm seeing, that ball didn't cross the line.
Of course, that
trust
ball-
me, that ball didn't cross the line. But how did the referee count it?
And of course, the claims will be going on to the chance here for Tanzania. And again, Suva. And again, Opa Clement. Chance missed again.
Opa are missing, like Mwana Hamis is also missing. It is very, very unfortunate for the Tanzania side. I'm very sure, yes, they will be happy for the win just in case they achieve it, but they won't be much happy. For a side you did beat, that was 9-0 3 years back in their first international match, and you're now winning by 1-0. That was quite contentious. Trust me, you won't be very happy.
Ball onto the bar, and again, South Sudan survived onto the occasion. But trust me, on the other goal, one would say it will be a concern will be going on to the first assistant who was into that move, of course, onto that side. We're having the goal technology right about now. And trust me, the referee wasn't in that area.
Exactly.
Where one would say that would have been a goal.
Exactly. She was caught off guard. She was caught off guard, Lawrence, trust me.
Captain here, Amina Ali. That makes a football one of the sweetest sport unto planet Earth. When you trust me, at such moments into the game of football.
Exactly. There are moments that make a football football.
South Sudan onto the move here. Again, South Sudan trying to revive their efforts. A good defending away from Eneka Kasonga. Anga ball tries to cross in. Taken down here by Esther Mabanza. Suva Diana looking for Opa Clement. Opa again. Opa turns around. Opa tries to very good shot, and Suva shoots away. Good block here by Anet Nachirija.
Lawrence, the Berlin Wall
Again a chance here for Tanzania. Oh my! That would have been a cracker, but again onto the stanchion.
Lawrence, just like exactly I said, I told you the Tanzanian side are resorting to shooting from distance. They are trying, they are keeping on trying. Trust me, if they continue trying with 7 minutes to play, they might get positive results. What an effort it was. Had it gone in, trust me, it would be one of the best goals so far in this ongoing Cecafa Women Championship in Injeru.
Opa Clement for Tanzania, cleared away by Nachirija. Flags of Dania to Opa Clement. That was a very, very good of a chance from Esther Mabanza from a range. Oh my! That would have been a cracker, would have been a pillar to me, and of course would have been standing onto one of the goals of the tournament so far in the 4 games played at the FUFA Technical Center here in India. The goalkeeper down again, injured. Tutu Calder.
The goalkeeper is down.
And trust me, Tutu must be taking a little bit of the break. After that, a cracker hitting the stanchion and bouncing down onto the ground.
Definitely, but that bruise is really affecting her. You can't see the pain as she is going through. But trust me, with less than 10 minutes to play, the goalkeeper in Tutu Khalida Hassan and Mohammed must be in shock.
Because that's the goalkeeper there. Tutu Calder for South Sudan national senior side. That's the bruise around the knee. Effects of playing onto the artificial turf here at the FUFA Technical Center in Injeru. Nachirija Anet trying to console her teammates here. They know in the remaining few 6 to 7 minutes they can make up something and grab up a draw into this game. And then referee taking the charge of the 4th game played Nachirija on it. Here for goalkeeper again. Back onto her feet. And to fight for the Bright Stars flag. But again, they're trailing by 1-0. And this was the chance here from Esther Mabanza. With a bit of the touch here. That would have been a sweet of a goal. And trust me, people in Dar es Salaam, people in Dodoma would have seen that coming, and that would have been a good news to the people back in Tanzania. And trust me, Ronnie, and trust me, I repeat, trust me, that would have been a Uzuri Walengo goal to the Tanzania side. Nachirija. Manga ball for South Sudan. Big going in and winning a corner here for the Bright Starlets with only 5 minutes to play. South Sudan have a corner to take.
South Sudan have a corner to take, and it is a big chance for them to level matters here at the FUFA Technical Center in Jeru.
Captain here, Chieng Thomas, going in for this corner. Can they grab away a late equalizer to mark onto Ed Royer? Chieng with the corner. Chance for South Sudan. Poorly executed and poorly read. Taken down here by Nsuva Diana. That's the move that was watched in by Nsuva Diana to the Tanzanian side. Pados Amadrio. Amina Ali. Buddha Pius. Back to Amina Ali in the center of the playing pitch at the FUFA Technical Center in Njuru, launching the counter-attack here for Tanzania, laying it down, looking for Ramadan Amina. But again, not remember that Dr. Gerard must be careful. Is onto a book. Chance here for Tanzania through a bit of the free kick. Ramadan Amina, Nachirija on it, player for the Bright Starlets. Free kick in here, coming in from the bit of the range. But of course, Tanzania known for firing in the blockbusters. Luka Deborah looks to be going in for another change to the Tanzania side, actually. Janeth Christopher coming in for
Tanzania. Shot 7
Mwanamisi Omar
is replaced by shot 12 Janet Christopher Pangamwene.
A disappointing evening for Mwana Hamis. Of course, one of the players everyone thought would not miss on the score sheet, but she has been pocketed the whole evening. And trust me, from minute one, she has been nowhere to be seen.
Good chance again for Tanzania side. 3 minutes to play to the end of the 90. And again, we'll be waiting into the additional few minutes live on FUFA TV. Give me a streaming live from the FUFA Technical Center in Njuru.
Interesting second match it's going to be for Tanzania with this performance. Trust me, not a match convincing performance. Their next game is going to be against the Lucy of Ethiopia, who managed to beat Zanzibar in their first game by 5-0. This game will come on Saturday, and trust me, it is going to be a very interesting encounter.
Chance here for South Sudan. Good defending away. Mbuda Pius. Ramadan Amina. Esther Mabanza. Again, Esther Mabanza. And Suva. And Suva here for Tanzania. Lays the ball down to the defense line. That is Eneka Kasonga. Kasonga crosses away. Good defending again. Mabuda Pius here for Tanzania. Chance here for Tanzania. Good defending. Back to Mbuda Pius. For contra again from Mbuda. And of course, action will be continuing tomorrow in the Cecafa Women Challenge Cup in Group A. That we'll see at 1 p.m. in the early kickoff. That will be Rwanda versus Burundi. Not forgetting Djibouti versus Uganda at 1 p.m. and Rwanda Burundi at 4 p.m. tomorrow in group action of the Cecafa Women Championship. Kasonga, it is a very heavy ball. Opa Clement onto the run. And the goalkeeper grabbing that ball away. That is Tutu Calda. Trust me, Tutu Calda has been having a very good day despite conceding a very panic goal. But of course, one would say, to me, it's one of the best goalkeepers so far in the Cecafa Women Championship, Ronnie.
Definitely, she has had a decent game, and not unless for that mistake she did come up with to concede that goal from a captain, that is Amina Ali Bilal. But trust me, like you've said, I will agree with you. She has had a good game, pulling off a number of saves to keep the scoreline at 1-0 here at the FUFA Technical Center in Jeru.
No more time elapsed into the 3 additional minutes at the FUFA Technical Center in Njeru. We are live on FUFA TV and the official FUFA YouTube channel. This is the Cecafa Women Challenge Cup where stars are born. Tanzania 1, South Sudan 0.
The clock is ticking. It is less than 3 minutes to play. Can South Sudan pull off a leveler here at the FUFA Technical Center in Jeru? We await to see this, but as it stands, the Kilimanjaro Queens are taking home 3 points.
Gerard Adoka looks to be in some of the pain. Again, referee tells Doka to go in for some further assessment, but of course looks to be Deborah is in a very better condition right about now and will be coming back onto the pitch for the Bright Starlets. Suva Diana back here by Singanda Luthia. Buddha Pius led away by Nachirija. Anger ball for South Sudan. Luka Deborah. Ball taken away by Fatma Isa Suleiman. Ramadan Amina. Opa Clement. Back to Amina Ramadan. Chance here to Nsuva. Again Nsuva. Nsuva shoots. Oh! What a finish! A spot finish from that is Nsuva Diana. And Tanzania are climbing high and high.
Goal number 2 for Tanzania, scored by Shad.
That is goal number 2. And trust me, the message is clear. To the people back in Dar es Salaam, that was a super and a spectacular goal from Nsuva Diana.
A big goal it was. Trust me, it is a fantastic goal. Look at the build-up. Look at the calmness. Look at how Nsuva beat it up, and look at the color. To me, it is a fine goal, a well-built goal. It is not by accident. And trust me, Tanzania have put up a statement despite fighting hard for the points from the entire game. Trust me, with that bender, it is a statement from the Queens of Tanzania. And I know everyone back home in Dar es Salaam is much happy. Game on, but as it stands, it looks like Tanzania have taken all the 3 points back home.
That was a Uzuri Walengo finish from Nsuva Diana, and the referee blows the full-time whistle at the FUFA Technical Center in Njeru in match day 1 of Group B action. That's Tanzania grabbing up the 3 points onto the day after beating South Sudan by 2-0. Full-time at the FUFA Technical Center in Njeru. Tanzania 2, South Sudan 0.
Full time, Tanzania 2.
poetic justice finally prevails as the two-time champions Tanzania make it brighter for themselves on a day when the bright starlets tried to climb Kilimanjaro. Of course, their climb was not to get the crown, but to show the Tanzanians that we can also climb. And boy, did they climb, really. That goal towards the end of the game is typical of football. It is easier to score at the start, towards the half-time whistle, and before at restart, and then towards the end of the game. But at least the goal has cleared all the pain that would have emanated from the fact that the goal that had separated these teams is very, very debatable. You cannot blame the referee, you cannot blame anyone, because the reaction of the Tanzanian forward closest to the goalkeeper let everyone believe that it had crossed the line. After a series of replays, there is so much debate. But again, God is Tanzanian today. God let them have a clearer goal to get the pride that they need.
And we all expected that. Like, Tanzania had the upper hand of winning the game, and they've really tried hard to see that they can prove to people, because that's what we expected from them in the first place. Talking about the first goal, really, I think if we had
VAR,
would ask for the ref to go at least and see But that's the game, and I like the discipline with the South Sudan.
Very amazing.
Exactly.
Very amazing.
Because the goalkeeper knew that had not even crossed the line, but they were calm, and the game they let the game go on. So yeah, Tanzania has played as we expected, but surprisingly, Sudan has surprised many fans, and even their country now, they don't believe the way they have played. That's another Sudan. That's another South Sudan. So that shows that the coaching itself was good. They had a very good game analysis about Tanzania. They knew how they were playing. They knew how they could stop them. So it was all about solving the problem, how to overcome Tanzania, to not to score them like 9 or 10, which they did better. But like I said, would they not get tired? And at the end, you would see that they were tired looking at the second goal.
The second goal is the epitome of humanity. At the end of the day, it showed that the South Sudanese are human. They played a very, very packed and compact game all through. There were so many. At a time when Tanzania poured everyone, because during the run-up to that goal, there were 5 Tanzanians. Fortunately, they found 5 South Sudanese, and the scorer, Msuva, had the chance to dribble past one. Now, when you dribble past one, of course, you have eliminated the numbers. How could South Sudan let 5 Tanzanians in their final third, when they could not allow the 3? The initial 3 have a breathing.
It's the game tactics, like how Tanzanian played. At first, South Sudan did not allow them to open up the gaps. They were closing them all the time. So for Tanzania was like, how could we open up spaces for these people? So like we can penetrate through them. So they kept on playing their own game, of course, without thinking so much about the frustration that South Sudan had put on them. At the end of the day, they opened up, because the South Sudan also now thought, okay, comfortable, and then they tried to go up front a little bit, maybe also, which is good, because they had to go and attack, you see. And then with this experience of Tanzanians, it's like now we have to get to them. They were so open, and by the time that one pass, that penetrative pass they played, they were 5 against 5, and with South Sudan being 5 against 5 with Tanzania, of course, they couldn't handle that. More so in their 18-yard box.
Their game was about one helping another. This time there was no way anyone could help anyone. There would be everyone on their own. And when Musuva beat her opponent, it was done. The goalkeeper, Tutu, finally accepting. The few times when she accepted, the crossbar came to her rescue. But this time, the shot was so calculated, similar to the one Fazila Ikwaput tried yesterday, and the goalkeeper stretched. I was saying, if she had opened her body a little bit more, I think whoever is watching now is seeing that this time Musuva opened the body, and actually it was beyond the dive of Tutu. Yes. And of course, that goal comes from the chess game that was happening. Exactly. It became chess. When there were so many, they tried to go forward.
Exactly.
Now, when the South Sudanese saw that there are fewer behind, they thought, hey, come on, at 1-0 we can score an equalizer.
Yes.
So every time they attempted to go and get chances, yes, they were opening themselves up, and boom, the last hammer
And
came.
that's what Tanzania wanted. And even from the first, like the start, I see, like in the first half, yes, they were frustrated by South Sudan, but they kept on playing their own game. Like keeping on, they knew like time will come, because that's the kind of game they play. So you can see like experience against inexperience, a very good coached team with very good analysis against the opponents, but again that comes in. So you'd see like even the goalkeeper like, okay, I'm done now, still learning with lack of experience, still being trained, but she's promising.
I like the positivity in this game. I would expect a South Sudanese goalkeeper whose team has conceded a goal,
yes,
in an error that actually is not punishable because the ball did not cross the line,
like
according to what we have seen.
Yeah, like what we've seen, yeah.
She would have been volatile, but she even had the chance to smile when she saved that opportunity from Opa Clementi, and she kept smiling. You know, the mood shows that this is a country that is understanding what football is all about. Fair play, and do what you can do, leave the rest to go.
And that is one of the best aspects for players, more so the girls, women, psychological aspect. She's frustrated, she's stressed. Everyone would think that she would even be acting weirdly, but she laughs, she's enjoying the game, she's so calm, and helps her to play, other than saying, look, you see, so her mentality, she has that mental toughness, and has even helped her to even improve better, and she's even allowing the teammates like, this is easy, okay? So they're also, that's why even they're trying to work as a team. So I've liked their that mental toughness with the South Sudanese. It's something promising to see that the players are eager to learn from their mistakes. A mistake is a mistake, they accept, because the game is football is a game of mistakes. But once we do that, okay, forget about it, let's go on. So that was good gesture for them.
Of course, it pays to have synergy in the team, because you would see the telepathy in the South Sudan team coming from the fact that the bulk of the team plays for Yei Club. Exactly. That was in the qualifiers of the CAF Champions League, the regional qualifiers. So they have exposed themselves to all the aspects of the game, and they know that a loss is just a statistic in football.
Exactly.
The biggest point is you advancing to the next level, and it's only players that advance. The teams will remain there, but even when you win many trophies, you remain the same team.
Definitely.
But the players can go places, and the attitude can send you there with mental toughness. Of course, it's not only technique or talent anymore. No. It's about your adaptability to different kinds. And I think they have expressed themselves very well.
Very well.
Back to our representatives. Vita, Anet Nachirija.
All over.
One save, one interception, another one, then she falls on the ground. Same thing applies. They have applied so much energy.
Exactly.
Will they be able to play a day after tomorrow?
Yes. It's a guess. You could see like was part of their training, like their preparation. They were very well conditioned. You see, they have played that kind of game which needs a lot of physical aspect, and they have done it until you don't blame them for that last goal. So they are coached for that. They're well conditioned, and they will do it even in the next game, because that's the kind they have to play. Maybe they would say like, because Tanzania was superior, and then they say let's start close those gaps, but there's nothing. And then we talk about Nachilija. Right now, Uganda would say, why did we let her go? But now shows that Ugandans, we have a lot of talent. Nachilija is one of the players who came from the grassroots, but again, because Uganda is a country which is blessed, by the time she would penetrate in the national team setup, they were a better player. And now she's doing it for South Sudan. So you see, she has been all over. She has been that man, that lady, to give direction to the team. And she has done a very commendable job. And
I've seen her talking. She's speaking Arabic, French, English.
I think.
Or Dinka.
No, I don't think so. But when I went to South Sudan to teach a course, of course, they knew a little bit of English, Arabic, and their Dinka. I think football, that's the beauty of the game, you know. You find ways of communicating to your players.
I've seen situations where, of course, my friend, by the way, today is his day. Let's have that mention. Ali Tom Sange. Today is the day that he represented Uganda, the first Ugandan to be at the World Cup. When he it was 2nd June.
Okay.
Fortunately, this discussion has reminded me. Ali Tom Sange, kudos to you. He was an assistant referee at the World Cup in Japan and South Korea.
Okay.
And that the first game that he handled was today. Tom Sange had an altercation with Fernando Morientes. You remember that goal?
Yes.
The contentious goal? Fernando Morientes came and swore in Spanish. And then he also responded in his Luganda. And Morientes was like, what is this guy saying? And Morientes was trying to grasp what he was saying.
Oh, what a coincidence. So that shows the beauty of the game.
So I'm thinking Nachirija is saying things these people don't know.
No.
But because she's leading by example.
And she's a defender. She's communicating.
That is the beauty of football, and of course that is the Cecafa Women Challenge Cup that is being held in Njeru. It was Tanzania winning 2-0 against South Sudan. Don't forget, tomorrow we are having Group A matches, the second lot, where Uganda is going to play against Djibouti, and then we'll have the derby of is it a Kigali derby? Is it a
Kigali derby, Burundi and Rwanda, of course.
Kagera derby.
Let us call it Kagera derby.
Burundi versus Rwanda. Those are the games that we are going to have, and you will have them live on FUFA TV and all our platforms. For those who had any challenge, just hang on. We told you we are only testing signal. These good things you are seeing at testing signal can even be better when finally everything is in place. Just hold on. Don't feel agitated at anything. If it's a sound hiccup, if it's a picture hiccup, if it's a mistake made by any of us, just bear with us. We are trying to tune ourselves for the future, and more programming, better programming is even coming. But when you are enjoying live action, there is nothing better than live football in this world. You've been a very, very wonderful viewership, and we hope you can support all our apps, social media and everything. Share, like, comment, and do anything you want to that. We'll handle everything, and hopefully we shall build a fan base that can help take the game high up where it belongs. Remember, it's our country and it's our game. So you have to be with us, and we build. FUFA TV programming continues. I've been with Majida Nantanda. I will not stop describing or giving you an explanation of what she is, because I know every day there is a new viewer. She is an instructor for coaches. She is a former captain of the Crested Cranes, and she is a qualified coach who handled so many sides, including the national team. So whatever she says is out of experience and expertise. But again, to the Tanzanians and South Sudanese, big up.
world's most supported sport is endangered. Its popularity has rendered it vulnerable to vices which may destroy it. Vices such as predetermination of results for betting reasons, predetermination of results for sporting reasons, drug abuse, corruption, hooliganism, discrimination, and interference by third parties threaten to destroy the sport.
Recognize the predetermination of football results for sporting or betting purposes or reasons as a vice that is unacceptable in football. Report to authorities. Protect football.
Restrain fair funds from acts of hooliganism.
As a football player, you do not need to use drugs to achieve peak performance. Simply keep fit. Players who use drugs are fake. Reject drug abuse. Protect football.
The beautiful game is for all of us, irrespective of gender, religion, tribe,
Skin color.
etc. Say no to discrimination.
Protect football.
I love football.
As a lawyer and member of the FUFA judicial bodies, it is my responsibility to apply football regulations for fast and fair justice to protect football.
I love football, and so do other honorable members of parliament. I am ready, willing, and able to rally the House to protect football by supporting formulation of national sports laws, creating competent judicial bodies for fast and fair sporting decisions.
Protect football.
Say no to corruption, say no to drug abuse, and say no to predetermination of results. Say no to discrimination in football. Protect football by reporting drug abuse, predetermination of results, corruption, discrimination, and hooliganism. Reach us on 0757 172 863 or email us on protectfootball@fufa.co.ug. It's our game. It's our country.
Hello, my name is Moses Magogo. I'm the Member of Parliament representing the people of Odiope East in Buyende District, and I'm also the President of the Football Association of Uganda, FUFA, and I'm also the member of the executive body of the African Football, and that is CAF. Now, today I'm here to share my story, to share my understanding, my analytics of success. Success is when somebody achieves the dream. Success is when somebody is transformed from one state of socioeconomic status into the other. That's what I want to define. And for me, in my experience, in the life I've lived, it is 5 factors. 1, you can never be the best. You can never be successful in something you don't know. So know-how is my factor number 1. You can never be the best lorry driver when you can't drive. You can never be the best dancer when you can't dance. And this know-how is acquired